Hey, everybody. This is Rashonda Blackman, creator of Justsuminspiration for the mind, body, and soul. So I'm a blogger, motivational speaker, and children's book author. Ha ha ha. So I know if you've seen any other videos that I've done, I've said that I'm a almost newly children's book author, but here it is. It is here. Billy Wolf and the Kids of Heavenly Hills Elementary was released September the 4th. So it's a book about bullying. And no, that's not what this video is about. We're just giving you a little tidbit about the book. But it's about bullying and about this guy who moved to this new town, going to a new school, and he's been kicked out and suspended from every school known to man. And so, now, he's going to this school and he thinks that when he gets to this school that, hey, he's going to have these kids up under his belt of torture. But he's in for a really big surprise. One student decided to stand up. And I know it's a children's book, but this book can also be for adults. I've had some adults who have purchased this book, and they don't even have small kids. They purchased it for themselves. So that's just how anybody can get something from it. But if anything, I want people to get from it that, hey, we need to stand up and use the most powerful thing that God has ever given us on our body, and that is this thing right here, our voice, right? So that's it. Billy Wolf and the Kids of Heavenly Hills Elementary is now available on Amazon. So you can look below this video. I will have a link that will lead you to purchase the book. And when you do, leave a review for me on Amazon and let me know what you think, okay? So on to what this video is about. So this video is about talking too much. Now, I know I just said about using your voice and speaking up, and that's great. But there's a difference in talking to use your voice to stand up for yourself, and there's another thing with talking when you're just talking too much, right? So I know for me, just a little backstory, I know for a fact that there have been times in my life where I have talked extremely too much, and it's either to where I'm sharing too much of my information with friends, or let me just say this. Friends, I'm talking to a friend and they're telling me things, and then I turn around and tell a friend, right? Because every best friend has a best friend, correct? Okay. So I've did that, or just talking about like my dreams and goals and just sharing that with everybody and whatever. So there was one time in my life where I even called myself Big Mouth Almighty, because every time you looked around, I was talking, just sharing stuff, just oversharing, because there is a thing in oversharing. And that's what I did. I just overshared every single thing. But everything is not meant to be shared, right? Because everybody does not have our best interest at heart. So I'm coming to give you 3 tips on how to keep these closed. You heard that Run DMC song, right? You talk too much. Oh boy, you never shut up. And so you might be hearing a little bit of that in the background, but it is true. Sometimes we can talk like extremely too much. So let me tell you 3 tips. First, a friend sharing things with you and you sharing with others. Now, I just said that that's what I would do, what I did, right? I was so guilty of that, and God had to like call my hand on that one day, because a friend, she considered me a friend, and she thought that she could confide in me and tell me some things. Now, I'm not like that now, no more, okay? But at the time, she thought that she could confide in me and tell me some things, right? And so she was telling me like some personal things. Well, I had a best friend at the time, and what I did was she told me things and I went and told my best friend what she was saying. And it was like God had to deal with me, and he was like, no, you don't do that. You don't do that. what she shared with you was private. Okay. That was between you and her. It has nothing to do with between you, her, and somebody else. Okay. So I was like, oh my gosh. And I had to ask God to forgive me for that because I was oversharing. I was taking somebody's, hard time, somebody's personal information and sharing it with somebody else who didn't even know this person. And, because I said this person's name and I'm sharing with them about this stuff this person's going through, let's just say if, these two people meet, that's going to cause this person that I told to look at this person kind of funny. You know what I mean? You know how when people are talking to other people, it's you looking at them all weird and, side-eyed and kind of funny based off of what somebody else has said, right? So I learned to not do that. And then, there was something else that went on a couple of years ago where I talked too much. I was the type of person where I had a pastor to tell my mom a long, long, long time ago that, yeah, only thing you got to do is just keep picking Rashonda and she'll tell you anything. And that kind of bothered me because I'm like, really? But I had somebody to do me like that a couple of years ago, called me about a situation, talking about one thing, picked me about a situation, and then I end up spilling the beans on everything. And who looked bad at the end of the day? This girl right here. So that's not good. So sometimes, hey, it's not good to be oversharing information with friends. So talking too much about your dreams, goals, to-dos, with people who don't have nothing going on themselves. I had someone to tell me that for the last 20 years, basically, they've been sharing their information with people who don't have nothing going on for themselves. They don't have a business. They're not trying to get a business. They're not trying to do anything. But when you go and you share your information with those types of people, then you wonder why, things just don't seem to mesh with you or work out with you because you just told these people your dreams, your goals, your to-dos, where you going. I'm going to meet with this business person. I'm going to do this. And this is where I'm getting this set up. I'm getting this bank account set up for my business. Blah, blah, blah. You telling them all this stuff. You giving them tools and ammunition to take your dreams, your vision, and your business and make it their own. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I'm going to be honest. I have gotten to the point, like within the last, I would say 2 years, I'm going to be very transparent with that. Within the last 2 years, I've gotten to the point to where I don't really share my business with people, especially if I know they don't have nothing going on. They have plenty of time and years to do things themselves and they haven't done it. But then all of a sudden I come along and I share my business goals and all this stuff with them. And now they have all these bright ideas and all these dreams and all this other type of stuff. Be careful. Be quiet on that. Okay. So the next topic is God shutting down a project because you talk too much. And I'm gonna be really honest. I'm gonna be really quick with that. I shared some business information with someone whom I thought I could trust. And even though I know I could trust them, God had given me the tools to go and to do something with a little business, something that came to my mind. And next thing you know, I was sharing it with this person because I felt like I trust them. Do you know that God shut that project down? Had the person to call me, tell me they were sick and all this other type, they couldn't do it. And then next thing I know, it was out the door. But God had to tell me and deal with me in that situation. He let me know, hey, everything I tell you or I deal with you about is for you. It's not for anybody else. Right? And God will shut down your projects because you talk too much. Some things he just wanted to be between you and him. Okay. So because my time is running out, my battery is getting really low, but that's all I want to say today. That's all I have to share. Be quiet. Consult the Lord about every single thing. The Bible says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not unto your own understanding, and all your ways acknowledge him, and he'll direct your path, even with who to talk to. Okay, so that's it for me. This is Rashonda. Remember to look up, look within, and look around because there really is positivity in everything.